Art Heists and Hairballs, written by Bailey Booth, performed by Jillian Yetter. Chapter 4. What do I wear to an art exhibit opening? I donated all my old corporate clothes the minute I quit my soulless brokerage gig. Margaret was cool. I'd like to think I was too, but I had a different aesthetic. An animal has probably peed on every top I own. You should buy her a Lecky. She's never failed me, Casey said. That's not the kind of luck I'm hoping for. Plus, I motioned to the space between the top of my head and the top of hers, which I could barely reach. Shorter and rounder than you. The dress has good mojo. She waggled her eyebrows at me. Maybe you'll meet someone at the party. I groaned. That's not why I'm going. How are you going to pull this off? Brooke asked. It's not like you can hang out in the corner with a cocktail and have a casual conversation with Persephone while the party goes on around you. I'm playing it by ear. I shrugged. I'm hoping that I'll be able to talk to a few people and maybe compare notes with Persephone afterward. How did Margaret react when you told her you could talk to her cat? The ladies still weren't sold on the talking cat angle. Not that I could blame them. I chuckled. Similar to you? Until I told her where Persephone liked to take naps. But then her niece showed up and we didn't have a chance to talk about it again. Brooke waggled her eyebrows. I've been reading about the theft since you told us who Persephone belonged to. It sounds like she had a sizzling hot affair with a European artist. It sounds like more than that. She said she was his muse. Casey put her hand over her heart. That's so romantic. I would love it if someone called me their muse. Brooke's face brightened. Maybe we should all go to the party. There have got to be some single artists there. Addie won't take advantage. Casey shook her head. Those creative guys always break your heart in the worst way. It's best to give them a wide berth. It's an art opening, not speed dating. I laughed and picked up the phone. Helping Paws Animal Shelter. Can I speak to Addie, please? A deep male voice asked. Dare I say, a sexy voice. Speaking? My name is Henry Beckett. I'm a patron of Gallery Bellamy, and I think I may have run into you and Persephone on Saturday night. My mouth dropped. I'd pictured Henry as older and maybe smelling like pipe smoke. Not the hot guy from the sidewalk, who smelled like the thief. Hi, I squeaked. I was wondering if you'd be interested in talking about Bernays. I've been studying his work for quite some time, and Margaret thinks you might have some information about the theft. What did she say? I turned away from my curious audience before they could see that my cheeks pinked. That you had some sharp investigative skills that helped you bring her cat home safely. I'll be at the party on Saturday night. Would you be able to meet before then? You must be busy, but maybe we could go look at some art. At Margaret's gallery? Actually, I was thinking of the ICA. They have a new art exhibit I've been interested in checking out, one of Bellamy's contemporaries. Not sure you're familiar with his work, but there's a reason people are finally paying attention. The museum sounded safe. I couldn't be swayed because he was attractive. Persephone and Nicole had pointed a pretty credible finger in Henry's direction when it came to suspects. It was probably the only thing they agreed on. I reminded myself what the reward money could do for the shelter. I wished I could bring Persephone as an emotional support cat, my partner in fighting crime. What night would you like to meet? I asked. The ladies' mouths gaped. They thought this was a date. They're open late on Thursday. Does that work for you? It does. A smile spread across my face. Is there a better number to reach you at? I gave him my cell number. Casey and Brooke came closer, trying to figure out who I was talking to. See you Thursday. Casey put her hands on her hips and blocked me from coming out from behind the desk. Addie, do you have a date? Not exactly. The smile got bigger. I'm meeting with one of Margaret's patrons to talk about the missing painting. Who is it? Brooke asked. And how did he get the shelter number? Come on, let's go back to work and I'll tell you. I motioned for them to follow me to the kennels. The dogs knew it was playtime, and they were headed to the backyard while we cleaned out their area. Not everyone was excited. Poor old Rufus had been our longest resident. His muzzle had gone completely gray while he stayed with us. He didn't love playing with the younger dogs, and I always let him curl up under my desk. There was a blanket and an old teddy bear that he loved to snuggle with waiting for him there. We have 3 appointments for adoptions tomorrow. Beasley, Champ, and Meow Meow, so we have to get everything ready for them. You can't change the subject like that. Tell us about your date. It's not a date, although my burning cheeks said otherwise. His name's Henry, and he's an art teacher. In Boston. I assume so. Is he coming here? Brooke said. I'm meeting him at the ICA. Casey's eyebrows disappeared into her bangs. You're going to Boston 3 times in 1 week, and your cheeks are pink. This is a date. I'm interested in meeting him again. Again? Yeah, I ran into him quickly when I brought Persephone back. No need to tell them that I meant that literally. He might know something about the missing painting. Is he cute? Casey asked. Very. And this isn't a date. He studied under Bellamy, and he spends a lot of time at the gallery. I chewed my lip. Margaret's niece thinks he might be a suspect. The girls gasped. Why does she think that? Casey was always calm when Brooke and I tended to freak out. There was no sign of forced entry, and Henry has the code to the gallery. So Nicole, that's the niece, thinks he might have helped himself. I shrugged. Teachers don't make a lot of money, so... Brooke held up her hands. He could be dangerous. I never thought I'd hear myself say this, but there's no way you can go on this date. There are other suspects, like Sully, the handyman. He's got a key, too. Maybe I needed to figure out a way to talk to him. He'd have a perspective no one else would. But he didn't ask you on a date. It's not a date. Wait, hear me out. Casey tapped her finger against her chin. Maybe Henry can understand Persephone, too. And he's the one who brought her all the way out here. The cat's back, and his secret is in jeopardy. Brooke's right, you can't go on this date. We're meeting in a totally public place. My phone dinged in my pocket. I had a text from an unknown Boston number, with an image attached. Oh, my goodness. What? Looking forward to meeting you, was the message accompanied by a photo, in case you didn't remember me. I handed the phone to my coworkers. Their eyes widened as they examined Exhibit 1. Henry is a total hottie. Brooke whistled low as she handed the phone back to me. Maybe I shouldn't go. Oh, you're totally going. Casey took the phone from me one more time to check out Henry the Hottie. I snatched the phone. Minutes ago, you thought he was a serial killer. Art thief, totally different story. She pushed against Brooke's shoulder. We should go too. No. She waved her hand. You'll never see us. Think of us as your invisible wing women. We'll just be in the museum, immersing ourselves in art. And if he gives you any hints he's got a history of doing crimes, text us, and we'll come to your rescue. Neither of you are very good at blending into the background. But it would be nice to have someone there, in case they were right and Henry was dangerous. If we go with you, you don't have to drive into the city, Brooke added. My hatred of city driving was no secret. We can be on the lookout for clues, too. Casey picked up a dog that had been bouncing at her feet. I've never solved a crime before, but given the right information, I might be good at it. I laughed. Or you don't want to work on your new course. She sighed as she put the dog down. I'm in some serious need of inspiration. If I can use you as a case study on how to gain confidence in the places you least expect it, that's it. That's my new course. See, you're my inspiration, Addie. You can't let me down.